YTBC, what's the deal? So I've been reading a lot of comments, looking at videos about the current situation with Canelo saying that if he wins this fight with Cotto, he wants to fight Triple G at 155. Me, as far as catch weights, if those of you that follow my videos know, I'm not really a big fan of catch weights. It doesn't matter the era, it doesn't matter the fighter, it doesn't matter the fighter's skin color. I've just never really been a big fan of catch weights. Now, for different circumstances, I don't mind the catch weight. Say you have, this is hypothetical. Say you have a guy at 140 that's dominating. He's the undisputed champ, or he has 3 of the 4 titles, and he wants to challenge himself against the guy that's at 147, and he has, he's undisputed, or he has, 3 titles, and they meet for a catch weight because, they're 2 of the sport's top 5 pound for pound, something like that. I don't mind the catch weight. If they can meet in the middle and they both agree and they both feel comfortable, I don't really mind that, for certain situations. But overall, I'm just really not a fan. And right now I see, the fans are dividing themselves with this Ward and Triple G. Has pretty much become Pacquiao and Mayweather all over again. I can just tell by the vibes, by the videos that are made. And people have their own opinions, you know what I'm saying? So I can't change my opinions. I don't want to. I want you to have your opinion. My opinion on it is I think all of these fighters are full of shit. I really do. I think they're all full of shit with this catch weight dilemma. Just the last few years, if you want to say, we don't have to take this back 5-6 years, just the last few years. You got Miguel Cotto. If he fights Martinez at a catch weight for the title, then he wins the title, and now he defended against Gill at another catch weight. Now he's defended it again against Cotto at another catch weight. I made a joke in June on one of my videos that Miguel Cotto is going to end up defending the middleweight title at 154 pounds, .1. And I was just joking. I was telling a joke, and then next thing you know, he's fighting Canelo at 155. Now, this was June, and I was joking about it. I've heard Canelo, when Mayweather wanted him to go down and catch weight, he was pissed about it. They were cool about it. Then after the fight, then they brung it up. But now he wants to do the same thing to somebody else. Cotto felt as if when Pacquiao put him at a catch weight after the fight, later on down the road, he got into, talking about how it was unfair. But now he's doing it to pretty much everybody at middleweight. So I don't know if this is him trying to get back at people for how he was done or whatever the case may be. But they're all hypocrites, man. I've seen Bernard Hopkins. He's one of my favorite fighters, probably my top 30 as far as favorites. For those of you that follow my channel, my top 15 favorite fighters are all heavyweights. My top 5 is heavyweights. I respect Bernard Hopkins. He's the last undisputed middleweight champion. Well, Jermaine Taylor beat him for it, but Jermaine Taylor, Bernard Hopkins, the last 2 undisputed middleweight champions. I've heard him say he'll go down to 160 to fight Mayweather, but then I heard him say he will go nowhere. He will go nowhere near Andre Ward. Then I heard him say, but he will fight David Haye. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay. GGG, right? Triple G. He said he'll fight anybody from 154 to 168. But he said, if he goes to 168, he'll fight Froch, Chavez Jr., but he'll fight Ward at 164. Okay, we know that. All right. Then Ward complained about, being drained at 164. And a lot of his fans were, saying Triple G's trying to drain him. But then I heard Triple G say he'll go down to 154 to fight Floyd. But now he's complaining about this catch weight at 155. Again, I'm not a fan of catch weights. But if these fighters are going to see what it is, these fighters talk themselves into a hole. And us fans, sometimes you guys are fans of certain fighters. It doesn't matter if your favorite fighter talks himself into a hole. You'll still run with them. And I guess that's the signs of a true fan of a fighter. But I'm a fan of the fight game. So it's like when you look at it, it's like, well, damn, Triple G, he was saying that, well, hey, Ward, I said I'll fight anybody from 154 through 168. 164 is between those 2 numbers. You're right. But so is 155. If you want to be fair and honest, Triple G, so is 155. Again, me personally, I'm no fan of catch weights. But all you fighters, you talk yourself into holes. Back to Andre Ward. Okay, Ward, I feel you. He wants to drop you to 164. People think it should be a 168. Okay, that's the story, right? But then I heard Andre Ward say he'll fight Floyd at 160. He said that only fighter he'll fight at 160 is Floyd Mayweather. Then he said, we'll see if Floyd takes that bait. Now, some of you may say, oh, that was stemming from Andre Ward being upset because Floyd said nobody outside of Oakland knows who Andre Ward is. I'm not making none of this stuff. You guys can Google all this stuff, man. You know, Floyd made Canelo drop to 152 after, you know, Canelo's side said they'll fight him at 152. So Floyd and him took advantage of his team saying that. Then we know the shit that he did with Marquez, you know, said it was a catch weight. He comes in, Mayweather just pretty much blew the way in, you know, so he, you know, just all these fighters, man, all of them, you know. Then Andre Ward is complaining about somebody draining him. But like me personally, I didn't mind that Dawson came down because I thought it was Dawson showing how much, you know, how gangster he was. Like, you know, I'll go down to your division and beat you. Some people say it was weight drain, you know, and if Ward doesn't like being drained and he has this idea of people being drained, well then shit, you must have to think you drained Dawson, going by your logic. So when it comes to all these fighters, man, I respect these fighters. I like watching them fight. Obviously, I'm making videos, but to some extent, they talk themselves into holes. They say that they'll fight one guy at one weight, and then say, "Oh, I would never drop past that weight for anybody." Some of you may say, it's about the money. I say it's about them just talking themselves into holes. Yeah, the money may be a part of it, but it's mainly them talking themselves into a hole. I would like to see the 160-pound title be won and defended at 160. 159 was okay when he fought Martinez. I'm talking about Cotto. Then he fights Gill at 157. Now he's fighting at 155. You know, I thought Canelo would be willing to fight Triple G at 160. I've heard him say in the past that they would, you know, they'll eventually be at 160 and that will be a fight. And this is just, you know, they're just throwing this out there, man. We don't have to run with this shit. Like, he has to fight Cotto first. I don't know why Cotto and Canelo are looking past each other. You know, and a lot of fans think that this fight is going to be a trilogy. If the first fight's close, the money's going to be there. The Puerto Rican, Mexican fan base, the whole rivalry within itself has enough legs to carry 3 fights. And that's cool for the Puerto Rican and Mexican fan base if that's what they want to see. And if the fight's exciting, trilogies are okay. You know, Holyfield Bowl was a good trilogy. Ali, Frazier. I mean, we go on and on with these trilogies, but it's a good trilogy. Just like when Marquez was fighting Pacquiao. If they fought 10 times, it'll be 10 good fights. But sometimes fans, they don't want to see guys fight over and over and over and over and over again. It's just some fans' preference. They don't like it. But as far as this 155 fiasco, me as a person that just likes to see guys fight at the weight, defend the titles, be unified, and try to become undisputed, that's my way of thinking. But when I look at these, when I listen to these fighters, and they just talk and say, I'll fight this guy, but I won't fight this guy, but I'll fight that guy, but I won't fight at this weight, but I'll fight it. They're just talking themselves in the holes, man. And as a fan, I'm not going to protect any of these motherfuckers when they get to talking silly. You know, so whether it's, you know, Canelo won Triple G at 155, and Triple G says, oh, no way, you're not going to drain me, but then he'll go down to 154 to fight Floyd, or it's Ward saying he's not going to get drained by Triple G to fight at 164, but he also say they'll fight Floyd at 160. You know, it just becomes a headache, man. And I like all these fighters, but when they get to talking, I look at these dudes like grown men. That's when the gloves and shit come off. I look at everybody like a man, because I'm 35 years old. So I look at these dudes like grown men, and I take them for their word. And to tell you the truth, it's all about the money to all of these dudes. I don't give a fuck how many titles they have, what kind of defense they have, if you think they have the best jab, their pay-per-view numbers, I don't care. It's all about money. So they will say any fucking thing to get a fight in their favor for the right money. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of you may disagree because I'm talking about your favorite fighter, and that's fine. But all of these dudes are full of shit at times when they talk. YTBC, I'm out.